Oh my goodness. So you didn't even hear any of my story. Thanks for letting me know. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, thanks. Okay, well now I got to start over with my story because there was no volume. So I was the last person to send Jen her album or her journal, and so when I sent it, I was in such a rush. And see how pretty mine is. So this is how mine has come back to me. It looks like a little gift, right? Well, there were so many pieces of tissue paper and everything else that when I got Jen's in her box, I'm just stuffing the papers in there every which way. And pretty soon, I've got them in there, and I'm so happy to get it on its way to her. And I have my husband run it over to UPS, and it's on its way. And so then later on, I'm looking at it, and I'm like thinking, or I'm thinking about the way it looked when it left. And I sent her a note and I said, I am just so sorry because it truly was a gift of friendship. And I said, when it has come to you, it doesn't look like any kind of a valuable gift. And so I said, I'm so sorry. And so, sometimes that's the way it is. She goes, oh, that's okay. And then, of course, when I opened mine, I'm going, yes, and this is the way something should have looked, right? Thanks, everybody, for being here. I see bunches of you. I am not going to show you myself. I am sick. I wasn't even sure I'd be able to come on tonight. I started feeling a little bit better this morning. So I said, okay, I think I can do it. But trust me, you don't want to see me. So you probably hardly want to hear me. So here is my journal. Can I pull it out of here? Look at this. Look how pretty. She packed this up for me. Thank you, Nicole. Nicole was the last one. Everybody's has been sent to me from Nicole. Oh, look, Anne sent a fun little package like this to everybody with some goodies for crafting. Isn't that sweet? And so here was my journal, and maybe you remember this, maybe you don't. I made this out of paper bags. They were from our Brahms is like an ice cream place, and they have like hamburgers and stuff too. But they have these great size little grocery bags, not huge like normal. In fact, this is as wide as they are, is this big. And I looked at one of those one day and I thought, I've always wanted to do like a paper bag journal, and I think that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I did. I did that. And you can see I did not even glue them all the way to the edges because I thought, you know what, that would give it a little bit of room to expand. And now that you have seen how this has worked with everybody's journals, I think it was a good decision, right? So this was the friendship journey. Here was a little compass looking thing that I made. And look at this. Can you see the little girlfriend right here? I don't know if you can. It's not very focused right there. But it's a little girl. And I put her on there too. And then I made this kind of faux leather stuff from another piece of paper bag. So, lots of paper bags in this thing, right? Hey, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so this one, okay, so if I was sending every time I sent mine, I sent them to Jen. So that's who would have done my first signature, would have been Jen. Look at this burlap. Isn't that cool? Let me see if I can fix my, let me see about fixing this a little bit so it's not so far from me. There we go. How fun, friends. I tell you, this is just the most fun thing. And look at this lace for a pocket. I love to do that, but I probably would not have thought about using lace on a piece of burlap. You guys, I promise, if I feel like I'm going to really go into a cough and fit, I'll mute myself again. Look how fun. I love little file folders like that. How fancy. Fancy, fancy. Can I get it in there? Maybe it wasn't in there like that. Maybe it's like that. All kinds of fun stuff made with love. See the world. I love little, clusters like this where it's more than one tag and stuff. And the little corner tuck spots. Isn't that fun? All the little lace embellishments. I like what Jen was saying. Was she used to think that some of these Tim Holtz guys were a little bit kind of creepy, but they've kind of grown on her. And so this is a belly band right there. And I think so too. I kind of feel the same way about that. The Sailor's Home Song. I had told her that my husband had been in the Navy when we got married, and I don't know, he must have been in there another, I don't know, 4 or 5 years after we got married. So we were kind of a little Navy family for a while. Look at this. That is such a pretty paper. I love what Jen was saying about, feel like she loves the way it all feels. I don't think I really thought about how much I enjoy the way things feel until, here recently we did that denim and diamonds, or denim or diamonds, or vice versa event, and I did a little composition book and covered it with a pair of jeans. You guys, I love the way that thing feels. Oh, you guys, look, you can tell I'm not well, and look, I'm not properly hydrated either. How sad looking is that? And I feel like that's all I've been doing is drinking stuff. Okay. Look at this. Some little paper flowers. This is, this could be a button. As I say, I was thinking it was button, but it might have been a button with a shank. It might have been, had the shank trimmed off a little bit. How fun. But I love all the texture and stuff on it. Look at one of these old little pictures. This reminds me of some pictures that I have seen of one of my grandmas when she was young. Look at this old stamp. A little cafe. Well, fun. You guys, can you imagine how much, you just don't think about how much work that you put into all of these things. And I agree. Somebody was saying, maybe it was it Jen, and she was just talking about how you watch people go back and they're looking through your signature, and then you're like, oh yeah, I forgot I did that. That was a good idea. And you guys, these become the best resource for ideas. Super resource ideas. Oh, look at this. Another one of these little file folder things. And then it's sewn down the sides. And it's got some of these little tobacco card ladies in here. That's fun. Actually, this is sewn over here, and something must have happened, and the stitching is out over there. How fun, though. That is something I just never do. My sewing machine lives in another place, and I just do not bring it in here. I just don't have any room for it in here. I'd have to make a new plan for how I have things laid out if I made room for that. I love all of these little things that have the little tabs for pulling them out. That's such a great idea. And the beautiful papers. February, that's my birthday month. I love this little guy hanging out over here. Oh, so cute. Oh, it's a little paper bag with some goodies. Whoops. Oh, fun. Oh, it's a little trifold. Oh, isn't that fun? Very cute. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to pay attention to where I take the things out of, because then I can't remember where I took them out of. Love begins with you. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? Look at this thread puddle there. So pretty. Just gorgeous papers. All of the lace and stuff. I love crocheted lace. I love all lace, but I don't know. I think there's something about the texture of the cotton lace that makes it even more fun. Oh, look. There she's got her little card in here. And Explore Miriam, Kansas. How cute. How fun. Oh, and another spot with the... See, this was what was fun about using these paper bags. You had some built-in pockets for stuff. And, you know, like I said, I never had made one before. So it really is fun to see how people have, you know, put it together and used it. That's fun. Oh my gosh, I was watching Grace while she was working on it, and she was having the most fun trying to figure out something that she was doing. I had the best time watching Grace, like figure out what she was doing. And she got so tickled with herself. And you know, I think that's one of the fun things is that when we see how much fun somebody is having, it just really makes us, it just makes it even more fun for us, right? I think that's so fun. Don't mess with Texas. Yep, we live outside the Fort Worth area. We live kind of around this a loop up in this little part up here. This is cute. Look at this. In this little house. Wait, have we gone into the next section? Oh yeah. So this was where Jen's ended. So now we must be in Carol's. Carol's a Texas gal down here too. Oh, fun. Look at all of these. I love how everybody has been putting these little bits of fabric and whatnot on these papers to give them a little tab to pull out. That's a great idea. And even this tiny one has one. Oh, I think that's glued in. Not all tabs are pullable. Remember that. Not all tabs are pullable. Oh my goodness, my comments haven't been scrolling away. I should pay attention. Hang on one second. I'll never catch up now. Grace, she said she had a ball putting it together. Quite memorable. It was memorable. That was a blast to watch. I didn't get to watch everybody's, and then a lot of times by the time I wished I had a chance to do it, then, you know, they're gone off of the book. I was so sad. And here's her family. And in case you don't know, some of these signatures might have a lot about the people who made them. And I put a note into my journal, and I asked them to do that. I said I would really like to have each signature kind of be, you know, special, and not only in a style that they really like to do, but things that might be about them. And I just wanted that to be even a more special memory about each of them. Oh, I think this is like somebody else was saying, kind of this square cut here. Wait a second. Oh, here. Some of these, you know, when they're old envelopes and stuff, we get to tucking them in and out, and it's hard to see where they went. This is the second time that I have been in one of these events. There were not as many people in it, but still, I view that still as a labor of love and a reference for all the stuff that's in it. It's just so fabulous. Right, Susan, a piece of them. She says both her grandkids love creating with their Nana. I bet they do. And you like to do the fun stuff, so I can see that would even make it more fun. Look at this, like an old ledger of some kind, and she's made it into a little foldable card. What was this? This is kind of heavy. I don't know. It's like it was like a piece of fabric. I don't know. Carol, you'll have to tell me what you did with that. That's a little bit different. And I remember seeing she did this on one of our tag events, and I just loved it. So when I saw that she was putting this in here, I'm like, oh, lucky me. I love that little gal. Shine brightly. Isn't that fun? Look at this. And this has got some of this. I don't know if you can tell or not. Whoever was saying previously, yeah, you can see it here, but you just do not get the full effect. And I think all of us should bring these. Anybody that is going to the retreat, bring these if you were in this event. But it's embossed, and it's really kind of a glossy thing on it. That was very cool. So Shine Brightly was for sure a... Oh, wait, and this is travel. Wait a second. So this opens up like this. How fun. Very cool. So much fun, you guys. Palace Piano trademark. And I know she has played piano for years. And a lot of it is like for the kids. And I keep saying that. I think about it as kids, but now I'm not so sure that was true. I'm not sure if it's really kids, but for some kind of choir. Look at this. She put some blue bonnets on here. And, yep, blue bonnets are the state flower of Texas. Look at this. This looks like, is that an old, no, I was going to say an old hanky, but no. It's too... It would have, looks like it's been cut. So something fun. Some kind of fabric. Oh, little charms. I love little charms. So pretty. I love, and look, and this is one of, nobody ever really taught me anything about junk journaling. So a lot of it is that I do is fly by the seat of my pants. And partly what I really like to do is I like to include a lot of places for people to add other things in the journals that, I have sent to them, the signatures. And I know a lot of people don't like to do that. They want to feel like they want it left intact. But I think that it is so sweet when you add something and allow, the person receiving it, somewhere to tuck something fun in there. Symbols of Texas, the blue bonnet, country, mockingbird, longhorn, large, they are large, armadillo, Lone Star flag, monarch butterfly, I can't even talk. The motto is friendship. The nickname is the Lone Star. Oh, look at this. Oh, well, I took away from the star of this. Look at this. She put, oh, this is cute. She has put, she's put a heart over here for her and a heart over, me, a heart over here for me and a heart over here for her. Carol, I love it. And she's like pleated all this up and sewed it on. Oh my goodness, this is so fun. Look at all this. Here's the other side of that piece of fabric. How fun. She gets out her sewing machine and uses it. Look, that's a little bit of a kind of a stencil or stamp or something, but it's not just, she's used some kind of a technique so that it's, very soft and kind of washed out. I love that. That's a cool idea. My goodness. Love is the beauty of the soul. These big paper clips. These are so cool. Look at that. And the Yellow Rose of Texas. That old song that's the Yellow Rose of Texas. I think a lot of times people are surprised when they find out that the state flower is bluebonnets. It's not a yellow rose. Oh my goodness. Carol, is this you singing? I love it. Oh, and more about the yellow rose. I love this. How cool, Carol. That is so cool. Oh my goodness, this just keeps going on with the goodness. Another one of those cards. Those are cool. How fun. So much goodness. Oh, now she says that this photo is actually her mom when she was around 6 years old. She was adopted when she was 4 and never wanted to find out who her birth parents were. At least that's what she told my sister and brother when she passed away about 10 years ago. We found out that she actually had a paper that told her who her parents were. They basically just left her on the steps of an orphanage. My mom and dad were both only children, so I have no aunts, uncles, or cousins. Just a small and loving family. Well, and Carol, you got us too now, right? You came on here, you got your crafty family too. Oh my goodness. Oh, and she's given me some little houses. You know, you guys all know I love the little houses. Go fly or travel. Fun. Leave footprints of love and kindness. You guys, I've only made it through the second one. I'm almost, my time is almost half over. Okay, so this one, okay, I don't know which one. Who was next? I didn't pay any attention on the list. That's right, a big old family, right? We have a great big old family, our Crafton family, right? Okay, so whose is this one? Or am I going to have to just find it as it slips away in here? Oh. I love this ship. I don't know if they'd call it a ship. I don't know. Some of those sailors have very particular feelings about that. Look at this fun little clip. Oh, look at this fun paper clip. That's cool. You know, I think a lot of times it just doesn't take, much of something to add a lot of fun to a piece, right? Oh, Anne says this is hers. Thanks, Anne. Look at this. Goodyear tires. Oh my goodness. How fun. A little house. Anne, is this house special to you? See, now I told people to add in special stuff about them, and then I'm like, well, I don't know. Was that residence? Look at this. It's got like kind of some information about where it was on the streets. The layout of where it was on the streets. That's cool. Isn't that fun to find some of those things? I know, Mandy, that was a story, wasn't it? Oh, I would say this is a house. Look, she's given us another house in here. Look at that. So cool. Anne, thank you. Some of these we can we have some of these little notes tucked in here so deeply. Oh, I remember watching Anne work on this part. This was so fun. Jen said when she would find out people were working on hers, she would turn it off because she wanted to be surprised. And I'm like, oh, I want to watch him make it. Isn't it funny how we're all so different? And look at this. She's got some texture paste of some type on here. That is so cool. Look at these people down here. I love it. And then a couple of guys over here. And can you believe how lucky we all are to get some of these pieces of these? I mean, they're truly vintage papers that a lot of us have picked up from some of our friends who who get these. And you know what? We've got several people in the Crafty Bunch who we are so fortunate to be able to get some of this kind of stuff from. I never have laid my hands on anything like this, you know, to have to use. But, you know, we've got several people who seem to be able to lay their hands on those and then, you know, let us sometimes purchase from them. And I think that's so special. Oh, I love this. This is cool. I don't know what she did here, but this is certainly cool. This piece of paper. Oh, I would say it's got some distress oxide on it. That's what I would say. You'll have to tell me if I'm right, Anne. Distress oxide just has such a different look to it. And more little fun clusters. Another little vintage ledger page. And some of these are in pretty good shape. Sometimes you get them and they're not in this good a shape. And, you know, if they get folded and, you know, sent through the mail or something, then they are just crushed. And then when you try to open them, then they break. The pages are will just break because they're so brittle. I love this. This is cool. And this is like from a receipt book. I didn't get a check yet. Sprays and water that roll up in a ball. Yes, I love it. Boiled book. Linda guessed boiled book. Ooh, look at these. How fun. Look at these old cards. I think it's old. Well, maybe not. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just a paper that was made to look old. Very fun. And all of these different things that people have applied to everything. And stamps and colored them in and artwork and gorgeous laces. Just fabulous. I love it. Thank you. And then I think that some of this made it difficult for people to figure out where they were starting and ending, right? Yeah, this is Grace's. Hello. The beginning. She worked so hard to try and figure out how she was going to get that on there. I love it. I tell you, and part of that is, oh, yeah. She worked so hard. She was trying to do some kind of a deconstruct method to be able to do something with that. And that was just so funny to watch. Well, wait a second. Was all of this was all Anne's right here, right? Yeah, this was Carol's. Here's Anne's. And this part starts Grace's. The Romero prayer. Oh, that's cool. To pull that out and read all of that later. Oh, look at this. She figured out something fun to do here. Look at this. Oh my goodness. 5/8. How come everybody kept this is not the first time somebody has put 5/8 on my stuff. And I don't know what 5/8 is supposed to be. Somebody's gonna have to tell me. I don't know. That is too funny. Peekaboo, it's our beautiful Grace. Yes. I have to be careful and not get to laughing or I'll start coughing, you guys. Oh my goodness. Look, if you think I sound bad, at least you're not having to look at me. Oh my word. When I started to come sit down to do this, my husband gave me the funniest look. I said, no one's gonna see me. And he goes, oh, yeah, I was wondering about that. I'm just like, yeah, nobody wants to see this today. Oh. That was a nice way for him to say it, right? Springtime blooms. I'm just always so impressed with how, I love doing mixed media, and I have gotten so far from doing any of it anymore. Beauty shines within. Well, this looks like one of her, like a church bulletin type thing. That's cool. North Dakota, the state flower. A western meadowlark is actually your state bird. I didn't know that. We had a lot of those when I was growing up in Colorado. The farm, we had them all the time. They're a pretty little bird. They make a pretty little song. They sing a pretty song. I like this. Oops, I'm gonna get it caught. I better not take that off. Look at this paper. I don't know what this paper. I have seen this kind of paper before. And I'm not sure from where, but I love it. I love that. Oh, look at that. Oh, and she's got a pressed flower on here. Oh, that is so cool. I don't know how she got that stuck on there. She must have used some, your note is on the postcard. Okay. I know what you're talking about. Okay, thanks. Well, I did already know. I'll go back and read that, Grace. Thank you. Hey, Jeannie. I know. I'll go back and pick these things apart and make sure we didn't miss anything, right? Your little family. Those big old boys. Your little family. You guys, let me reach over here and turn this off. It just keeps dinging. Oh. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, that's fun. I love pages that flip in, flip out like that. Just makes them fun. There's where she lives. Devil's Lake. Notice she lives almost to Canada. I thought about what, who was saying that Anne was saying she wished that she would have figured out how far the journals had traveled. Well, you'd have to actually do the mileage between each one of us where we had sent it. Because, like, Carol and I don't really live that far apart in the scheme of things, but we did not send to each other. So there was a whole lot of, of space in between. That didn't even make sense. You guys, I got sick brain. Moving on. But yeah, that would be really interesting to know how far they had traveled, right? Well, these are all on here. She kind of did a collage right there on here. I love this. These colorful flowers. This reminds me of like the 60s. A lot of people talk about it reminding them of the 70s. To me, it reminds me of the late 60s. Look at this little bird. Oh, this is cool. I like how she's made this little cluster over here, and it's clear off of the page, and then that's where she did a little grommet thing or whatever, little eyelet, and tucked her dangle off over there so it can hang clear out of the book over there. That's cool. I like that. More houses. Oh, fun calendar. You can do some really fun things using calendars. Oh, now this is fun. Oh, I love this. Look, May 10th, Friendship Journals on a Journey for you. Or this is when I started creating this signature for you. I love that. Isn't that sweet? You just never know what kind of fun little thing is gonna be fun, right? Look at this. North Dakota. Bismarck, Fargo, Grand Forks, Minot, Medora, Devil's Lake, and Williston. Those would be the big places. Okay, look at this pretty little bird. Look, she's got a whole little collection of goodies in here. Little flowers. I love this. This looks like it's another little collaged piece right there. That's so fun. I love it. No, look at this. Some sailors raising the flag. Oh, cool. And then the Star Spangled Banner over here. Isn't that fun? You know, some of these, I have seen some of these pieces like this, and then I wonder how old, how old they are when, like when they were printed. But you know what? I've got some hymnals that are really not even that old, and they really have started to age and turn colors. So it's really kind of hard to know how old some of those things are. Whoops, this one, let me see. I think this was how she had this. Let me try to put this back here. You guys, I love all of these ribbony things and crinkled seam binding and stuff that everyone has used to tie their signatures. Isn't that fun? So much fun. Michelle says these journals are amazing. I know, right? Aren't they, though? Okay. All right. So, is this our last one? I think we're on our last one. Man, I was afraid I was falling way behind. The Pierce Butler colonial style. I wonder if that's the style of her home. Okay, so now whose does that make this one? Whose is this one? Look at this. I tell you what, I think when you can find some braille to use and stuff, that is a fun thing to use for texture. Look at this window. How cool is that? Oh, she's got bunches of pictures or houses in here. Little houses. Oh, this is cute. Do these all lift up? Oh, look at that. This is a really fun way to do Oh, Nicole, I should have known that. Nicole, what a fun way to do a little waterfall layout. To just stagger them like that. That is so cute. Very clever. Oh, I love it. And then she's just got a few. She didn't put words on all of them, which you don't have to. You pick and choose. That is so cute. I love it. Oh, and then she's got some stenciling back here on this piece of braille. That's cool. She's got some washi tape here on the edge. I think. Yeah. I'm impressed. If you can get a piece of washi tape peeled off and used in one thing. Oh my God. You love that the houses are on vellum, right? Nope, you're in a boring ranch. Hey, those aren't boring. So am I. Except, you know what's funny is when we moved here, well, that's what our house was, where I grew up. And then when we moved down here and we started, well, when we came down here and started looking for places, I had just recently broke my ankle. And so I had to be, in good enough shape to be able to, maneuver around by myself. And my husband had already come down here. And so when I came down here, I said, you know what, this really gives me a glimpse into our future. When we lived in Minnesota, we had a it was a 2-story, but it had a basement, and so it was 3 levels, and so having a problem like that, it gave me a real insight as to what could happen if you were not that mobile, right? And I am not that coordinated, and so Steve bought me a one of those knee scooters, and that was the way that I got around. And so when we came down here, I'm just like, you know what, we're not getting any younger, and we need to look for something that is just a, one level. Well, when you decide you want one level, you pretty much have relegated yourself to older homes in older neighborhoods. And then our place has quite a bit of property that it sits on right here in our neighborhood. And my neighbor told me one day, which I didn't even notice it, and she said, like 2 blocks up the street, it's not like that they do not have the lot sizes that we do down here, just a couple of blocks away. And so she said that people really are looking for things like that because single story and a good sized lot. Well, don't let that good sized lot fool you, because in Texas, that's a lot to take care of, because you can't kill anything. It grows and grows and grows, and it's a constant fight to keep it like trimmed down and everything else. So, it's just so much work trying to do the landscaping. But what I was going to say was, that was what our option looked like it was going to be. If we were looking for a single story house that had any room, it was going to be an older place. And some of them that were basically, a 1-story that were newer places, they were such weird layouts. And I'm like, nope, not having it. So, Nicole, not a ranch style home is not boring. One day, Edward saw a lot of boxes. Some were big, some were small. Edward made a window and a door in the smallest box. Then he picked up his frog and put it in the box, and the frog went to sleep. Look, he made a house. Look, she even got me a story of somebody making a little house for something else. Oh my gosh. Did you guys make little houses for things when you were growing up? Oh, I know these 2 people. We had so much fun. You guys, if you ever get a chance to hang out with some of your online crafty friends, do it. It is the most fun, made with love. And I tell you what, and I accept all of this with the love that it was made with from each one of you. This is so fabulous. She's filled it with lots of little houses. She knows I like those little houses. This has a little flap. Oh, I was saying I'm impressed by anybody that can link the washi tape off. When I first got some washi tape, I'm like, I don't get what the hype is. And somebody goes, what are you talking about? I said, I can't even get it rolled off. And they go, well, where did you get yours? So I told them, and they go, oh yeah, you might want to try again. So I did. And then at some point I got some Tim Holtz washi tape, and I love tape. I've decided that I really like tape that's kind of, black and white, because you can use it on so many things. And so the white kind of is a little bit of a translucent thing. Well, guess what? That stuff doesn't stay like translucent white. It turns yellowish. So, yeah, not so fun. I'm just like, well, that's disappointing. So I just had some washi tape out here the other day, and I'm like, yeah, I should probably just go through this stuff and toss the things that I can't peel off. Oh, look at that. That's a cool little drawing. That reminds me of that. Who was that architecture guy who does those really flat, straight lines like that. That's so funny because I was just trying to think of who he was in the last day or two. Gosh, I cannot think. Then what is this? Oh my gosh, we have got something here. What is this? This is so fun. Now I wish I could see the whole thing. I guess this is most of it. But look at this. We've got an entire deal of demonstrating, I guess, and I don't know if it's teaching. This thing down here says demonstrating. Okay, you got, okay, textile painting, jug sawing, wood turning, wood carving, leather, hooked rugs a whole bunch of times, weaving, plastic, portrait, oh that's interesting, and jewelry. And then down here, some more. Okay, now some needlepoint, weaving. Okay, but what I want to know, what in the world is church embroidery? Frank Lloyd Wright. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Frank Lloyd Wright. You made a house for your childhood pet rock. I love it. I don't know what church embroidery is. Is that embroidery of churches? Do you only do embroidery at church? I don't know. Oh, look, isn't this pretty? This little picture. Oh, that's cute. Look at this. Oh no, here's home, the definition of home. Cute. Look, Nicole, here's a single family home. Look, or a single story. That's not boring. Look at that. Look how cute that is. I love this. And she's got some Scrabble tiles here spelling out home. I love it. Nicole, no wonder your signatures get chunky. I'm going to give her a hard time. Oh, and look, here's their courthouse in Muncie, Indiana. That's where she lives, is in Muncie. That's cute. Look at that. That is really, I don't know. Do you think that really, I don't know, she had an image like that and then turned that into a postcard? I don't know. Anyway, it's like a postcard and I love it. Look at these. These are some of those stickers that are the transparent things. And you guys, I finally have figured out how to get those things apart. I struggled and struggled. Linda says she gave a ranch-style house. She gave a ranch-style. What, you mean you gave it a try? Liz, I got something. Who knows what it is. But it's not good. Nobody wants it. Trust me, nobody wants this. There used to be a lady that came to church and she would crochet during the service. Oh my gosh. That is too funny. Anyway, you guys, I found, if you don't know this, somebody, we debated this for quite a while. The little, I stuck some of, well, in fact, there's some sitting right here. I had some of these little flower stickers that had gone in my kit from this last time, and I just sent them out, and I'm like, oh, well, that's great. I tried to use one, and I'm like, I can't even get the stuff off, and I'm trying, and then somebody said that Bev, that she had used like a sticky mat, like, a Cricut mat or something, and then somebody in my group said, oh, try this. Let me show you what she'd found a video. So you take a little bit of tape on one side and you put a little bit of tape on this side, and then you just pull. And they separate just like that. Can you see it separated? I'm like, no way. I'm like, well, that's pretty nifty. And I can't tell you how long I had struggled trying to get those things apart. So, there's the trick. If you ever want to use any of those and you thought they were too hard to get apart, now you know. But those are pretty. Look at those sunflowers. And I think, do you think, well, I'm not sure those are, I'm not going to say. I don't know if those are both sunflowers or not. I'm not sure that that kind of little petal is. Oh, look at this. Flowers and trees. And Amy's tree. Look, she's used one of these fun little books. Oh, and how cute. She's picked me out a page. It's got a lot of little houses going on. Oh, look, and she sent me some money. That's too fun. Look, isn't it fun to just put, you know, some fibrous stuff behind things? I think that is so cool. And look, this is some paper that looks like she's done, or somebody has, like, dyed it. Here's a Pantone color chip. Oh, this, if that goes all the way through, that was a big piece. That's cool. That's fun when you get something that goes all the way through, right? Super, super fun. Hang on one second, and I will tell you, let me tell you who's going to be next. I probably knew, and now I don't. You know, that's Sick Brain, right? Grace. Grace is going to be up next, and we'll get to see her thing. And then, so she's from 8 to 9. And then Carol. Carol will be bringing up the end of our event tonight. So you guys, isn't this fun? What a wonderful culmination of this project. It's been so fun. Minutemen Crafts. It was organized under response by the Middlesex County. And it's, the dues are just 50 cents a year. I love it. Oh, and she's got me a fun piece of a hanky here or something that had a little embroidery around the edge. I love it. Oh my, it just keeps going, you guys. Nicole, wow. A deed. Look, we got a deed book here. And more of these flowers. These are cool. These things that you can stick on. They can just stick on. So, oh my goodness, look at that. Look at this deed to a house. See, and you know why she did it? Because it has something to do with a house. This May 8th in 1917. That's crazy. And look, instead of somebody going back and trying to retype the whole thing, they have gone in here and just written the correct letter. Oh my gosh. For any of you who may have typed in the olden days, oh my goodness. Look how cool that is. Oh, Nicole, thank you so much. Thank you, all of you. This is just such a treasure. Such a treasure, you guys. So, yeah, so I know Anne was talking to you about what we've got coming up. So, in August, our big thing is going to be a 3-day birthday bash for the Crafty Bunch. And it's like that first weekend. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then we've got people coming who are going to join us. And everybody has got a letter of the alphabet. And so it's a school-related thing. And we're going to really try to get people to think about, donating things for schools to your local areas. Or I think we've got a place there where Cheryl is that is actually doing some kind of a fundraiser like that. But if any of you are familiar with schools or teachers, you know that they always are in need of some assistance, right? Some assistance with supplies and things. And then I don't know, then later, oh my gosh, I think my time is going to have to end. Hang on. Okay, you guys, that's all I can do. I made it through my hour almost. So up next is going to be Grace. So if she doesn't come up right away, you guys, hang on for just a second, okay? And just refresh again. So thank you again to all my teammates. This has been wonderful. I appreciate you, and I love this whole book. Thank you. I'm going to go now. Bye.